Shaolin styles drew their inspiration from the movements of the 5 animals: the tiger, the crane, the snake, the praying mantis, and the mythical dragon. Each animal offered a different theory of attack and defense. Kung Fu is noted for its elusive and supple attacks. A Kung Fu fighter seeks to avoid or deflect an attack rather than squarely blocking it. Sophisticated and deadly, Kung Fu has earned the title Father of the Martial Arts. Grappling and wrestling skills appear in the history of nearly every nation. Greco-Roman wrestling can be traced back to the days of pancration and gladiator combat. These contests were brutal, often leaving the winner crippled for life. The loser died. In Japan, the samurai developed jiu-jitsu, a system of throwing and joint manipulation techniques designed to deal with the armored enemy on the battlefield. Russia is the home of Sambo, a synthesis of jiu-jitsu and Greco-Roman grappling. Sambo offers its practitioners a happy marriage of intricacy and sweeping power. In reality, grappling is a sophisticated and subtle art. The grappler emphasizes close quarter combat. His principal techniques are chokes and joint manipulations. He can render a man unconscious by blocking the oxygen to his brain or immobilize him by breaking the connective joints. Fighting a skilled grappler is like trying to punch your way out of an octopus's grip. During the period of the shogunate in Japan, political intrigue and espionage played a crucial role among the feudal lords. It was the era of the spy and assassin. Thus, the ninja clans were born. The term ninjutsu means art of the shadow warrior. Because so much of ninjutsu work requires stealth and secrecy, he learned to kill with speed and silence. Indonesia is the home of the art of pencak silat. Pencak silat was initially passed down privately from father to son. Some scholars believe that silat may actually predate Kung Fu in origin. They claim that when the Dharma arrived in China, he brought with him skills learned in India, Burma, and Indonesia. A silat fighter will control his enemy's limbs, directing him into a continuous barrage of strikes and trapping sweeps.
Yeah, we're back live here in Denver, Colorado, having a great time, just like we were in the first one. Some really intriguing matches. It's hard to believe, and the more experts we talk to, the more we're backed up by this. This is really more of a chess match than anyone understands.
Oh, it really is. I mean, we're so lucky to have Ben with us to call those shots before they happen. You know, I worked out with him, and I mean, really, when I came out, I had so much respect for the sport.
Yeah, you have so much for the sport. I don't know if you caught that before, but Ben anticipated every move that Gracie's made, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ben tries to jump in the ring for Ultimate Fighting 3. Ben, could we?
No. I'm subscribing now to a magazine, Duh Magazine, so I'm not going to be doing that.
All right, now it's time for a look at the disciplines and the match we're about to see as we move into the quarterfinals. It is kickboxing versus an exotic, and a lot of people don't know what exotic is. You should now. You just got to look at it. How would you define that?
Exotics are anything that's not your normal karate system.
And right now it's time to look at Scott Morris. Scott Morris won his earlier match, beating Sean Doherty with very little energy. And I'll tell you, Jim, you mentioned this before, the endurance factor. Scott just pumped him right out.
Yeah, he's coming in real fresh, real fresh.
If he can protect his neck, when they go to the ground, he's a tough guy. He was a lot tougher than I thought he'd be in the first shot.
And you know, you got to wonder what was going through his mind early on, because it was his first real match.
Yes.
And here's Scott talking about advancing in this competition.
Hi, I'm Scott Morris, representing Robert Bussey's Warrior International in the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and we came to win.
And came to win he did, at least his first match so far. He represents the Robert Bussey. He'll be getting an award possibly a little bit later on. A great man in his own right. And now it's time for Pat Smith, the man who's back for the second time at this event, but for the first time he won, so he advances. Pat Smith is also a professional boxer.
We know about Pat. He's been around a long time. As I said before, he's had over 200 and something wins to his career. It's a phenomenal record. And a tough guy, ground grappler, really strong kicker, inside guy, keen with the mind, brought it all tonight.
Is it possible to look relaxed when you're going into a fight like this? Because if so, I think Pat is.
I think so. After the fights the first couple fights, no, but I think as the fights go on, I think they start getting into it.
Oh, you really think they can be relaxed?
Again, yeah. Here's Pat Smith that came back again. He's determined to win it all, and he talked about that emotion.
My name is Patrick Smith, ranked 5th in the world by WKC. Just won the 1993 Heavyweight Sabaki Challenge. That's why I think I'm going to win this competition.
Quarterfinal one about to get underway, and to do that, as you see him make his way into the ring, is G-Man Rich Goins with the fighter introductions. Rich?
Ladies and gentlemen, our first quarterfinal match of the Ultimate Fighting Championships from the Mammoth Event Center in Denver, Colorado. Please welcome our contestants. First, fighting out of the blue or the red corner from Robert Bussy's Warriors International, an advanced status black belt in the art of American Ninjutsu, 6 foot, 208 pounds, a native of Arlington, Texas. He is proud to represent his teacher and organization. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Morris.
Tough guy.
I would say so.
And his opponent, a black belt in Taekwondo, Tang Soo-do, and Hapkido, 6'2", 220 pounds, the winner of the 1993 Sabaki Challenge. He is returning to the octagon for his second straight attempt at the title. Please welcome Denver native Patrick Smith.
Patrick Smith, glad to be here. The crowd glad he is still alive in this tournament. They have their hometown boy, and he is as relaxed as any man I've ever seen in the octagon. And here is the tail of the tape. Scott Morris, 6 foot, 208 pounds. Pat Smith, about the same dimension, 6'2", 219. But all the training, it all comes down to this.
Pat is a strong, strong man, even though he just stood there when he came to him. Big takedown there.
Look at this. He's going to break the hold by punching himself out of it.
That's a really tough position for Scott to be in. Really tough. His corner probably throw the towel in on this one. It's over. Whoa. That's intense, folks.
That is intense.
Whoa. That's what it's all about.
And I'll tell you, throw is over.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That was over fast.
That was fast and brutal.
Really intense. Elbows are the second toughest bones.
Here is Pat Smith. We're going to go to a post-fight interview. Take it, Herb.
Okay, Pat, that was a great fight, nice and quick. What do you expect in that?
Last time Cameron Shamrock got a hold on me that I didn't know how to get out of. Same thing would have happened to him. I've been working on my ground fighting just a little bit. Not like I should.
Well, that was terrific. What do you expect for your next game? What do you expect?
The big guy he's a submit holder. He puts all his weight on you. He's gonna mess up and try to take me down like he did. It's gonna throw him off balance. I'm gonna be right on top of him, I'm gonna pound him.
All right, Pat, good luck.
Back to you, bro. Yeah, thank you very much, Herb. Got a chance to see Pat Smith, and we're going to take another look at the replay. Here's Pat Smith saying, throw in the towel, because I don't even know officially that this is over.
Guy can't even stand up. This guy can't even get up. You know, how tough was that?
Yeah, I'll tell you, what are you thinking right now if you're watching this and you know you have a chance of facing this guy that just took out Scott?
Well, he's going to go to the ground, that's for sure. And what Scott did is he gave him leverage. When Scott was on the ground, he should have reached up and grabbed him around the neck to hold him close to him so that Pat could not get up to give him leverage and punching power.
We move on to the quarterfinals now. And before we get to the fighters, as usual, we like to introduce the disciplines. And they're very alike. They're the same. Karate versus karate. And you talk about Johnny Rhodes, and you talk about a man that was a last-minute alternate, Fred Eddish. Fred Eddish comes in for a injured Frank Hamaker, and right now we're taking a look at Johnny Rhodes, 39 years old, and he was in the longest bout in the history of Ultimate Fighting, and that was close to, what, 15, 16 minutes.
Well, that's something to tell your grandkids. I was in the longest bout in the history of the Ultimate Fighting Challenge. So, if nothing else, he did that. So he's in the record book.
Well, he did it, but I'm not sure how much it took out of him.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what else, Jim? We have a last-minute substitution in this bracket of the quarterfinals. This man has not fought yet, and even if he isn't as skilled as Frank Hamaker, who was hurt, he's fresh. And right now it's time for our first look at Fred Eddish, an alternate in, as I mentioned, for Fred Hamaker of Holland. And here is Fred Edish as we get a look at him. 5th degree black belt, as I mentioned before. He's here because I have absolute faith in my system of Kenpo. And what does Kenpo mean for grappling?
Well, it doesn't mean much for grappling. It means a lot for power kicks and inside tough punching. But Shorin-ryu is his style, and we'll check it out.
All right, and I'll tell you what, Johnny Rose, what did he show you in the first one, and what did he really prove to you at 39 years old?
Well, he's got two things going against him the way I see it. He has the long fight that he was winded on, and he's going against a fresh competitor. However, he does outweigh the guy. Let's just see. I hope he takes it to a good fight here. I hope that the odds aren't too stacked against him.
It's time to go to the G-Man in the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, our second quarterfinal match pits two great champions. Give them a warm Denver welcome. Fighting out of the red corner from Las Vegas, Nevada. 4th degree black belt in Shorin-Ji-Ryu Karate, the winner of dozens of national karate championships and the former Nevada State heavyweight kickboxing champion, 6 foot and 210 pound, Johnny Rhodes. And ladies and gentlemen, we have an alternate for the second quarterfinal match. He replaces Frank Hamaker, who withdrew with an arm injury. This gentleman is a 5th degree black belt in the art of Shorin, Irimatsu Moran Kempo. Fighting out of the blue corner, he comes from Minnesota, 6 foot and 180 pounds. Give it warm Denver welcome to Fred Edish.
Sometimes these last-minute entrants can give you a tough time. Sometimes they can be unorthodox, and we'll see what happens.